Here we go, on the rails. Don't you know it's time to raise our sails? It's freedom like you never knew. Don't need bags or a pass. Say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my hat is off to you. Oh, we could sail all the way to the moon from this great wide wacky world. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away.
Hey, I'm Sapphire. Wanna hear something scary? Rokurokubi.
The following story is inspired by a legendary Japanese creature. I only have one younger brother, Yosuke. We used to be close when we were younger, but we grew apart. I think that happened when Yosuke started dating. I never liked any of his girlfriends, and eventually he stopped wanting to spend time with me. Then one day, he called me up to tell me that he was getting married and wanted me to meet his future bride. I could tell that he was trying to hide his nervousness from me, but I appreciated that he was reaching out. I had always hated that we weren't close anymore, and I wanted to change that. So I hopped on a train to the small town where they lived. When I got to their place, Yosuke introduced me to his fiancée, Fuka. She was absolutely stunning and very funny and charming. After we all had dinner together, I told Yosuke that I was genuinely happy for him. Before going to bed that night in their spare room, I lit an oil lamp as a nightlight. I know it sounds strange, but I have trouble falling asleep in total darkness. When I woke up the next morning, I noticed that the oil in my lamp was completely emptied. I thought it was really peculiar because there was definitely a few days worth of oil in there. Then my stomach turned. I checked the oil levels of the other lamps in the house, and they were also completely gone. That was the first moment I knew something was wrong. I didn't want my brother thinking I was paranoid, so I didn't bring it up. Later that evening, we were about to have dinner at the house. I went to my brother's room to see if he was ready, and when I opened the door, I caught Fuka just as she was done buttoning her shirt. Her neck was briefly exposed before she pulled her massive black hair over it, and I saw something that confirmed a suspicion I had. "Oh, hello," Fuka said sweetly. "You looking for your brother? He's in the living room." I quickly closed the door and ran. "Yosuke," I whispered. "Have you ever noticed Fuka's neck?" "Oh, her stretch marks?" He waved his hand dismissively. "Don't be so superficial." "No, listen to me," I pleaded with him. "The disappearing oil, the stretch marks on her neck. I think she might be a rokurokubi." See, a rokurokubi is a beautiful woman during the day, and at night she drinks oil from lamps and has the ability to stretch out her neck. Some can detach their heads completely and go out in search of blood to consume. Rokurokubi are humans who have committed a great sin and are then cursed to become these creatures. So, if Fuka was one of these, what crime had she committed? Yosuke let out an exasperated sigh. "Look, I know you've never approved of any of my girlfriends, but you need to trust me. There is nothing wrong with Fuka. You could be in a lot of danger." After dinner, it was time for bed. I refilled the oil in my lamp, lit it, and tried my best to fall asleep. In the middle of the night, I was awoken by a slurping sound. I opened my eyes to find Fuka drinking the oil from my lamp. Her neck extended all the way out the door where the rest of her body was not visible. "I knew it!" I exclaimed. I grabbed my dagger and decapitated her. Her head fell loudly on the floor. I screamed for Yosuke to come over. When he saw Fuka, he lost his balance. Then he rushed over to me and hit me in the face. "What was that for?" I yelled at him. "I just saved you!" "I knew, you idiot!" Yosuke shouted through tears. "I knew what she was. He explained that he had committed a crime of passion a year ago. The gods wanted to kill him as punishment, but Fuka made a deal. She agreed to live as a Rokurokubi if it meant that Yosuke could live. That was the day that he asked her to marry him. She has no control over what she does at night, he continued. She's never even hurt anyone. People are just terrified of her. Why didn't you just tell me all of this? I asked. He scoffed at me. The second you found out what she was, you disapproved. I knew you wouldn't understand. I haven't spoken to my brother since that day. I have no idea how he's doing. Sometimes I think about reaching out, but I don't know if he'll ever want to talk to me again. I hope that he finds love again, I really do. And when he does, I'm going to stay far away.
You are nothing but